Welcome back to the channel. We are live and direct from Shambhala. I am Uncle Makara. All relations. Let's get started today with an incredible lecture on manifesting your truth, your true reality, as you watch it unfold in front of your very eyes. Okay? So without further ado, I'm going to just edit a few settings here before I begin this incredible lecture. Okay. Okay, brilliant. Just settle in, get yourself a drink, some snacks, a notepad, and get ready to embrace the world of manifestation. Manifestation done right, I should say, because there are a lot of manifestors out there, but they're following a very strange protocol. Okay. It becomes more so about you sitting in your room, just imagining in your mind rather than an immersion. So I think first and foremost, we have to understand the difference between just visualizing and immersive therapy, right? Being able to fully make you connected to that specific place. Hey there, my girlfriend. So today we're talking about the path of metaphysics, not the path of I read a few quotes on Pinterest. Okay, not the path of I did a vision board and I hope for the best. This is the real path. Okay, this is the trench work, the inner work, the blood on your knuckles, the tears in your chakras. Okay, so this is when you stare at the abyss and it smiles back, as Carl Jung would say. Okay, so you're studying metaphysics. That's just the appetizer. But doing metaphysics, that's a whole different dragon. So reading about the sword is not the same thing as sharpening it and picking it up and facing your fear with it, right? So you need more than good intentions, sage and patchouli out there, right? You need a backbone, you need a philosophy that can hold its breath underwater. And because of the soft core, life coach philosophies of just be nice and do good things and good things will happen to you. Good luck when life hits you with betrayal, with loss, with death, these different things. When earthquakes come to hit, that worldview shatters like porcelain, I'm afraid. But you need armor that's been tested over time. And this is why we need this kind of philosophy that withstands the test of time. Not the philosophy of just do good and be nice and then good things will happen. Okay, that's most people's mentality is that, but they're not actually living that even. So that's the scary part, right? So we have to start to understand the Nietzschean grit, right? The stoic backbone or the spine, right? A dharma that can hold the weight of tragedy, okay, without cracking under pressure. Because on the path to metaphysics, you will meet despair, you will meet the void of nothingness. And if your philosophy can't explain the suffering, it can't hold the darkness when it knocks, then it's sort of not really a philosophy. It's not a survival pack, right? It's more like a decoration. So it looks cool to other people, but are you really embodying it? What do you need? Art and science? Sure, vital, absolutely. But not the type of art that's like pop art. Nowadays it's like, yeah, just let's put a banana, strap it to a wall, and call it art nonsense, right? I'm talking about art with soul, right? The kind of art that breathes centuries later. I'm so happy because I'm finally experimenting as Ellie pushed me to start drawing instead of making AI art. Because a lot of the times, nowadays it's so easy as a cop out to make lots and lots of AI art. And I realize it's been taking away from my creativity. I mean, that's not reason that I got AI. I got it. I used it as an. I want to use it as an assistant, not as the main prize. You get what I mean? So this is the thing. You really have to understand that sometimes your words won't reach the people, but the melody might, the painting might, right? The poem might. This is what Rumi did, right? He wasn't just spinning rhymes, he was anchoring in deep cosmic truths. So this is why we have to start to explore this topic with a lot more vivacity, a lot more aliveness, because that's what we're really looking for is different ways of feeling much more alive. And if philosophy can help you do that, then absolutely consider it a part of your deep dive. Okay. Pick a lineage, pick a pantheon, let's go, right? It's like a video game. Earn your bones here. Marinate in one system until it stamps into your soul. And then you take a peek into the other systems and the threads will reveal themselves. I'm telling you, other people who've been on the path too know this. Okay, you start seeing the overlaps with everything, right? Most religions are all about love and connectedness. And once you get to the root of all metaphysics, it's concentration. Forget the fireworks, right? Forget the guru cosplay. If you can't hold your attention like a samurai blade, okay, then you're just flailing around in the darkness. Concentration is the first temple you must encounter. Then, through the dharana, the single pointedness of the focus, then the dhyana comes alive, right? So, how did the ancients start? They started with breath and they started with awareness, right? These two things. All systems, all ancient systems knew these two things, right? So even if you, for just 5 minutes a day, stare at a candle flame like way beyond your arm's reach, right? And you watch the circus of distractions parade through your mind and as they come up, you just keep going back to the candle, right? Or you can do this with just some simple concentration object, right? A virtuous object, as my father would say. So it's something that you can hold your focus on. And then, of course, these memories will come, right? Ambulance sirens, regrets, okay, different vacation photos. Let them come into your mind, okay? And every single time you bring yourself back, not with anger, not with force, but with the grace and the discipline, okay? So that's the first thing. This is how you reclaim the mind from all the thorns of nonsense out there, okay? Entangle, unfuck the mind, right? You have to unstuck the mind now. So the mind is barking like a dog. And at one point, you have to go down, boy, right? Down, 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 right? And train it. That's brainwave entrainment. When you can control your brain waves through your thoughts, right? But also, of course, through binaural beats and so forth, right? But at the same thing, it's almost like I see it as epi brainwave entrainment, right? I was like epigenetics, in a sense that you are creating the brainwaves. You are creating the alpha waves or the beta brainwave programming throughout your day, right? The stress and the chaos with which you have to do things throughout the day is not the same level of relaxation that you need to rest and have deep focus, right? So understand that you need to stay in the silence long enough until something happens, right? When the mind's barking will slow down and stop, eventually you can feel it. I am not my thoughts. I am not my memories, okay? You just stepped into the womb of reality. The void arrives. But this void, she's not here to scare you. She's here to grow you. So sit in that womb and don't flinch. Let it become your inner sanctum. The static will clear, right? Be receptive because the mind stops projecting and the mind will actually start receiving now. Okay. So this is true metaphysics, right? The listening, the witnessing, not just the parroting of ideas, but the receiving and the impressions, right? The symbols, the lights, the imagery that we get. Maybe these whole revelations. It's like a Wi-Fi, honestly, from the infinite, right? That where you're receiving these sudden echo chambers of noise as we sit with it, witness it, contemplate on it. And it's not just meditation, it's like the beginning of a gnosis, an awakening, a knowledge, right? Divine knowledge. And when you can receive this information, the gates will open for you right in front of your eyes. Okay. It will open for you. And so then you can engage with archetypes, with angels, with devas, with asuras, with daimons. Okay. And hopefully not get eaten alive in the process. Okay. We have a backing for that. We are Primal Sutra. So don't worry. If you want to have fun in your spiritual playground, make sure that you have the right boundaries set, the right protective measures in place, and then you can have all the fun that you want, right? You can move through the leadership board in the astral world, right? The scoreboard in your mind that you keep, right? Or whatever. Like I did my meditation longer today. Ooh, right? We keep living this internal score, right? For ourselves at least. So remember, you were an adept in the making. So that means go ahead, light your candles, light your incense. Start with 5 minutes, right? Be humble. Sit down, right? You got to stay sharp. And as always, stay dangerous, stay devoted, stay deliberate. Stay dangerous, stay devoted, stay deliberate. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay. So let's talk about manifestation. Okay, man, I fest. It's a festival. Human, man, the ego. We need the I to manifest. First of all, here's your consciousness on one side of the spectrum. It's bright, it's awake, good morning, sunshine. The earth says hello, right? And down there, below it, is the subconscious, right? But if you treat it all as consciousness, then you won't need to create this split anymore, okay? So stop calling it the subconscious and actually just call it consciousness. And that's going to change the game for you. This is going to change the game for you, okay? But also, I want you to try to understand you're crafting an image, right? A scene, a sigil, a vibe, a little movie clip of your desires. Let's call it the box, right? So maybe inside this box is $1 million, right? Maybe it's your soulmate. Maybe it's your peace of mind. Maybe it's abs. Maybe it's abs and a soulmate. And I'm floating on a yacht. Okay? Add as many things as you want in the box. But here's where most people screw it up. They stand in the mirror like a deranged crypto bro, right? Going, I'm going to make it. I'm the best. I'm unstoppable. Okay, cool, Chad. But willpower alone is not enough. Okay? So here's the juice. Your conscious mind is not the one that makes the magic. The subconscious is the one that plugs into the universal field. You could call it the big mind, the one mind, okay, the soup, the primordial soup of all that is, okay, whatever you want to call it. Your subconscious is like a secret USB port where your little human mind downloads into the cosmic mainframe, right? And so that's where it starts to become super consciousness. You have subconsciousness below, but then you have above consciousness where you're budding, right? Like a flower, you're blooming. So you're operating not on willpower alone. You're not trying to muscle through in terms of your subconscious, right? What you're doing is you know that you have to bulldoze your way through the wall. But instead of bulldozing it, why don't you try to smuggle the image in? Really think with me on this, right? If you were a burglar or you were cracking some kind of a heist and you had to break in, right? How would you smuggle so that the muggles don't know that you are trouble? Barbs, right? So it's like the Trojan horse. Same idea, right? Like this, you're sliding past the guards while they're half asleep. How are you doing this? Imagination, visualization, hypnagogic states. Why are you priming this? The sweet spot right before sleeping, right when you wake up, that floaty, creaky, like, light flickers. That's when the gate creaks open and your subconscious lowers its shields. So boom, that's when you slide the box in, right? We were talking about the box. We have a box. We put all of our desires in the box. And then we slowly look at the box when we're in this sleepy state where we can't really sleep. We're closing our eyes, but there's not really much going on. And we feel a little bit of pressure inside of our systems. And we're just like, man, what do I do in this state? That's the time to affirm. Live in the end and feel it real, right? As Neville Goddard would say. So this is brute force. You're just bypassing the subconscious bouncer, the security guard, right? Of the mind. So the will can do anything. This is what Schopenhauer said. The will can do anything, but the will cannot will the will. Okay? Chew on that. It means you cannot want a thing with all your might. Okay, you can want a thing with all your might, but you can't force yourself to want if you want it if you don't already want it. Okay? That's what it really means. So Schopenhauer was saying you can't force yourself to want it if you don't have it already. And if the will could will the will, then prisoners would gladly just, be in blissful acceptance of their prison cells, right? Betrayed husbands would will themselves to be fine with the betrayal. But no, it doesn't work like that, because that's why affirmation sometimes feels like lies. When your belly knows that it's different, your gut knows that it's different. So the subconscious isn't stupid, guys, right? It knows when your words are fluff. But here's the secret sauce. The initiate doesn't hustle will. The initiate doesn't need rituals, sigils, or affirmations. The initiate has repaired the split sword. They're not splitting the subconscious and conscious. It's all just consciousness. So right now in the mind, there's a fusion, a great marriage, the conjunction, the repair of the blade, right? When the sword is whole again and you don't need to sneak in the image anymore because you are the image. You're the spitting image of it, okay? As you would say. So the subconscious and conscious aren't fighting anymore. They're dancing together. Like the great magician Franz Barden said, doesn't need the ceremony, right? The true magician doesn't need the ceremony, he said. He can stand alone beneath the stars with his arms open and command reality. No props, no extra things, right? Just tuned in alignment between himself or herself and source code. Because here's the real magic, my loves. Okay, there's only one love, actually, Ellie for me. So calmate, okay? But there's no split between your desire and your being, okay? Manifestation isn't even the right word anymore, right? We can't even use that word anymore, because you're not just manifesting, right? You're being, you're choosing, you're decreeing something, right? So you can play with the techniques, and I love playing with the techniques, right? Scribbling my sigil on my bed sheet before I go to sleep or whatever, right? Manifestation means deeper acknowledgement of the work that you're doing in your inner world. Okay? So it's about repairing the sword when your subconscious and conscious mind are holding hands and they're best friends and they can play now finally. After a while, they can finally play in the same sandpit. Okay? Perfect. Does anybody have any questions, guys? What's coming up? What's coming up? No questions? All right, let's continue. Let's continue. Listen, most folks out here, right? They're still playing on the surface level of this stuff, right? What's my niche? What's my marketing strategy? What's my sales funnel going to look like? It's cute and it's necessary even, right? But that's chessboard logic. We're talking about a higher game that we're playing, the meta game, not meta, right? Like Facebook, but a meta game, the one where the board itself is the energy, right? And so your vibes decide the moves. So the universe doesn't respond to the grind alone, it responds to frequency. It responds to how you're being, not just what you're doing. So there's time and then there's frequency. And most people, they're stuck in low frequency on a long timeline. So they're spinning their wheels on the same story, the same struggle year after year, right? And 12 months later, all they've got is either 10% better or 10% worse. Meanwhile, you see these other guys, right? They're doing less than you. They're smiling more than you. They're winning while you're still hustling and you're wondering why. Why does this have to be the case? Why is the world so unfair, right? But that cat is actually riding high waves. Their frequency is up. His cycle per second is at rapid fire, whereas my cycle per second is maybe a lot slower. So things happen faster for him because he isn't stuck in this Newtonian crawl mode, right? Of like, time has to be exactly like this, okay? When you can enter timelessness, this is why flow state is a bridge, right? Towards altered states of consciousness, but also altering your state of mind, right? So that you can make your cycle faster, right? Your frequency higher. When the frequency is up, a primary pattern of the universe, understand, is a wave, right? Peaks and troughs, energy in motion, cycles per second, hertz, right? It hurts. Hertz per second, Hertz, right? Or Z. The faster the cycle, the quicker the manifestation. The slower the wave, the slower you're stuck waiting for life to change while you chew on your nails. So you can sit there strategizing, stressing, thinking about it, but if your subconscious programming is running on fear, it's running on worry, shame, and scarcity, then the broadcast you're getting is static. You see what I'm saying, guys? So nothing moves if your signal is jammed. So here's where the metagame begins. If you really want to speed up your success, if you want to collapse time, if you want to change your state, because you actually can control this cosmic carnival, and not just the market, not your clients, not your partner, not even your damn body. The only thing you can control is how you feel right now. The frequency, that's your steering wheel, okay? And the signal you're sending out, that's just an invitation to reality. Is it going to accept or not? It doesn't matter if it accepts or not. I'm going to be still sending out my signal. That's my invitation to joy, gratitude, curiosity, pleasure, all of these heightened states of awareness, high frequency emotions, right? The fast waves that call in the beautiful, the aligned, and the average person, they're addicted to the mud, you know? But think of a duck, right? A great healer is like a duck because they can go into the mud, come out, shake it off, and there's not any mud on them, right? Like water off a duck's back, we say, right? So a good healer is like a duck that can go into the darkness and still come out shining. They still come out shining. They're radiant. They're glowing, right? Maybe it's hard. Maybe it's not working for me. Maybe I'm not good enough. That little voice in the head. But hey, quiet down, buddy. I'm doing my work now, right? You got to sometimes be like a dude from Boston in your mind. Okay? Just like, settle down, bozo, right? That guy. I have him in my head. I also have the drill sergeant. No, right? I have the chill guy. Hey, man. What's up, bro? Like that guy. I have him in my mind. Then I have the joyous one who's smiling, who's radiant, who's happy, is engaged. Then I have the one who trains, discipline, discipline, high frequency programming, right? So we will default back down to low frequencies at times. The wave will slow. The opportunities will stall, right? The clients will ghost. And this is why I tell my adepts daily practice, 6 times a day of frequency raising throughout the day if you're serious about this, right? Because your subconscious doesn't care what you know, it only cares about what you repeat. So if you keep repeating it throughout the day to raise your vibes, right? Programming the vibes so high that even on your bad days, your baseline is higher than most people's best. Okay, that's a win. So when the storm hits and the deal falls through, or whatever happens, someone ditches you or bounces from your life, you don't flinch. Your signal stays clean because your magnet or your heart stays strong. And your thoughts stay electric because it's not fused with too many thoughts at once. Now it's just static, right? Too many thoughts. So we're playing by the frequency physics. You can't just sit here manifesting with your vision board, okay, and bath bombs, unless you're embodying the frequency, unless you're not just putting glitter in the mud, right? High frequency isn't a technique. I can't teach you that. It's a way of being this. And it's a choice that you got to make multiple times throughout the day, I believe. Because if you don't train it, then fear will train you. So stop focusing on how do I get there and start focusing on how do I feel right now? Because the universe responds to who you are, right? So if you want to ride these high waves with me, you know where to find me, right? The doors stay open, but not just the ones that are ready to leave the low tide behind. I'm talking to the real ones, right? The ones who are saying to themselves, I am not my past program. Okay? I am the architect of my now. Say it again, slower, louder, mean it. I am not my past program. I am the architect of my now. That was then, now is now. That was then, now is now. That was then, now is now. Your nervous system loves to run loops. Your thoughts love to run this soap opera throughout your mind, but you're the damn programmer. So you're not here to be hostage to yesterday's nonsense. You're here to slice through the inertia with this one. Ready? My thoughts are my allies. My thoughts are my friend. My feelings are my fuel. My actions are my spells. I'm not here to just have you say it. I'm telling you to charge it like you charge a cell phone, right? Into the socket. You charge it. So you charge the statement as you say it. You put the whole weight of your soul behind the words, and your breath is the wand. The voice is the sword, right? So I don't negotiate with self-doubt. I reprogram the signal, right? I command the wave because it's all just waves and particles, man. I'm commanding it. Here's the science and the sorcery of this thing. Your subconscious runs on your daily moves. If you only hit this thing once in your morning pep talk, that's okay. It's still like it's relevant, but you're not going to be living, you're going to have an old program squatting in there, living rent free in your head, right? Sipping margaritas in your mind. So what do? We hit this frequency shift, this attunement shift using something, right? To deeper the groove, maybe just 6 times a little bit of dancing throughout the day, right? Just a little loosey-goosey, just getting out of the head and into the experience of this thing, right? It's a beautiful thing when we can work with our bodies and minds and spirits together all at once, right? So the deeper the groove, the stronger the tune. The deeper the groove, the stronger the tune. Say it like you mean it, like your ancestors are watching you say it. Like all of your ancestors from different timelines are watching you say it. Say it like you have your idols, your role models, your deities, your devas all around you as you say it. Every breath rewires me. Every word realigns me. I am tuned into abundance. I am locked into the frequency of flow. All I breathe is excellence. All I breathe is excellence. You feel that? It's not just words that I'm saying. I'm charging it with my statements. It's a weaponized alignment. And you can make it into an affirmation. Why am I so epic? Right? You make it in the form of a question, your mind simmers on it. It soaks into it. It chews on it. It chews on the mental concept because that's what our minds were designed for. So the affirmation is actually a hack to get beyond the subconscious, right? To let it do its thing, almost like when you're waiting for ChatGPT to load, right? And it's like loading, or whatever, right? In that time, there was something manifested, correct? So what is abundance really? Is it the money? Is it the passport stamps? Is it the cute like Maldives sunset picture that you took? I think that stuff is great, right? The Porsche is fantastic, and the great things of life are cool, you know? But to me, sometimes it just looks like shiny wallpaper. You guys get what I mean? Like, let me tell you something. When I was like 23, 24, I was sprinting in this Greyhound track of like, when I get there, then I'll be happy, So I was chasing the rabbit, chasing my bones for the carrot at the end of the stick, right? But here's the cosmic punchline. Even if you catch the rabbit, there will always be another rabbit. The game resets. There'll be another rabbit that pops up, another next thing, another not enough yet. So I could be right here in paradise, right? Waves just like glistening on the shore, like sun lighting up the sky. And I could still feel trapped by my own mind, still feel trapped by my own imagination. Okay? So freedom is an inner skill. Okay? Freedom is an internal frequency. So is abundance. You got to tune it into the right radio station. And gratitude is not an Instagram caption. Gratitude is your daily training, a daily discipline. So how about you be grateful 6 times a day? Just 6 times a day, you set a timer on your phone, affirmations on your phone. Maybe make it at like 3, 6, and 9. Okay. 3 of them. That's done. The rest you choose. Okay. And you just balance it again, right? Because you can't run away from your mindset. That's a weird thing. You could book that first class flight to the Maldives. You can sip that overpriced coconut water that you bought in next to an infinity pool, but you could still be scrolling your phone, anxious, disconnected from all of that, right? At the same time. So the problem isn't what's nexting yourself into action, okay? Into oblivion, I should say. The problem isn't out there. It's in here. It's between your ears. It's between your breaths. It's between the beats of your heart, right? You are the rabbit. You are the finish line. You are the one creating the loop, and you are the one who can step off of the same loop track. I know entrepreneurs that make like 100K months and still feel like losers the next month when they dip into like 50K, let's say. The outer number changed, the inner story didn't. Okay? Because they're programmed to chase, not to be. So abundance, I need abundance. Okay? Abundance is not out there waiting for you. It's in your nervous system. Abundance is in your breath. How many times can you breathe? As many times as you want. That's abundance. It's your ability to stay right here, right now. That's abundance. Presence is abundance. Nobody told you this. Nobody told you guys this, that presence is abundance. And actually, when you start to feel life happening through you, When you can smile with your kid tickling you at bedtime, or when you can feel your heartbeat, your lungs breathe, and then your spirit just settles because you feel wealthy and you're waking up with freedom, right? There's like a juicy middle to this game, and the outer world always follows the inner world, right? You can't get abundance, you got to be abundance first. Because if you're programmed to hustle for love, hustle for work, I have to hustle for joy, guess what? Even if you get it, your body won't let you enjoy it. So the hustle doesn't come when the money comes. Okay. The hustle ends when the mind stops chasing. Feel into that. I don't force out a line. I don't force I align. I don't beg, I embody. I don't chase, I attract. I know I'm Bengali. Breathe that in. Okay. Feel it into your bones. The real work is coherence. The real work is understanding your brain and your heartbeat in synchrony. The nervous system tuned in, your self-sourced into a divine radiance online. And when you lock that in, your goals aren't just these distant dreams that like maybe one day, right? It'll be like day one. And when you're already circling your field, you're not running after life. Life is running to meet you. You see what I'm saying? So don't forget that you're the vibe. You are the medicine. You are the mystic. So stop being the dog who chases the rabbit and start being the one who enjoys the run, no matter where the track is. Again, I want to remind you, stay dangerous, stay deliberate, stay divine. Okay? Your age, are you kidding me? That's irrelevant. Your circumstances, completely irrelevant. Your excuses, laughable. The time for searching, it's over. Time for chasing, it's dead. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing missing. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing missing. Because the punchline you've been avoiding is this: you've always been it. The source, the treasure, the writer of this whole damn script. And here's the crime that most people commit daily. They keep playing the role that someone else has cast them in. They keep wearing labels that they never chose. They're hand-me-down identities. They're borrowed beliefs. They're ghost stories from their past. Drop them, burn them. The version of you that keeps clinging to what was is not who will create the what's next. So here's your mantra: I am the author, I am the architect, I am the alchemist of my reality, and the creation is finished, and the creation is finished. When you assume what you feel, you claim in this moment. That's the code running in the matrix, not the books that you've read, not the affirmations that you half believe, right? Because most people are living unconsciously. They're letting high school bullies, the ex that goes to them, or the bank account still dictate their state. They're letting father wound, mother wound still dictate their state. You're not like that. Not anymore. So here's the move. You step into the truth of your being. And you own it. Okay? Not what they said that you are. Not what life told you. What you choose to be. You want wealth, be wealth. You want love, be love. You want freedom, embody freedom. So hard that even the walls start to bow to you in presence. Okay? Oh man, the wallpaper's falling off. I didn't do a very good job. No, they're bowing to you, bro, right? No one gets to label you but yourself. So no situation, no setback, no person outside of you that grabs the pen, because this life is consciousness at play, baby, right? It's the most exquisite, the most savage, the most beautiful. And it's all a game. It's meant to be fun. But the real question is, what character am I going to play today? Right? Am I going to be the person clinging to my old sob story? Or am I going to be the creator, writing their own mythos into the stars? My every breath is a vote, where every thought is a magic spell, where every feeling is a sculptor shaping your tomorrow. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm just here to help you remember and remind you. Stop giving your power away. Stop waiting for permission. Stop treating your subconscious like a trash can. You just throw everything inside it. Feed it gold. Feed it expensive faith. Feed it automatized vision. Your subconscious is working 24/7 for you. Maybe you can be a little bit more grateful for it. But what have you been feeding it this whole time? Scarcity soup. So say it with me. Every day my wealth increases. Every day my health improves. Every day I'm aligned with my highest damn self. Don't just say it. Don't just say it with words. Be it. Be it. Feel it. Every day my wealth increases. Every day my health improves. Every day I'm aligned with my highest damn self. Feel it hum in your bones like a war drum, like a shamanic drum. The only thing that's standing between you and your next level was the part of you that's still arguing for your limitations. So let that part dissolve. This is your new script now. This is your dominion. Write it, walk it, own it, okay? Yes, babe, I know. That's why I paused when I said it. I'm your only baby. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You're streaming more than 30 minutes now, love. Thank you, babe. I'm going to end very shortly. Very shortly. One last thing I want to say is basically you're shifting your identity, right? You're dominating your reality. Not someday, not when the stars align, not when Mercury retrograde finishes, right now, right? Let me tell you something behind this personal development game. It's not about intelligence. It's not about talent. It's about one word: conviction. Conviction is the sword and the shield. It's the damn spell that bends reality to your will. If you can convince yourself, convict yourself in the jail cell of your own mind, the convict, the conviction, right? You could be the smartest soul on the side of, Jupiter's bars, but if you ain't got conviction, you're going to get slapped around by your own shadows. Who gave you your name? Who handed you your beliefs? Who wrote your backstory? It wasn't you. The whole damn storyline was copy-pasted into your spirit even before you knew how to spell your name. So here's the esoteric switchblade that cuts deep. You are not your programming. You are not your past. You are not your condition. You are the author, the God seed behind the mask, behind the, persona. Persona comes from the word, mask. So it's fake. We all put on a persona. But what are you really feeling, man? What are you really just like? Most of you are walking around hypnotized, right? Spellbound by the curses of culture, family trauma, small town thinking, religious hand-me-downs. Okay, you didn't choose that script. Not one bit. You sure as hell been acting it out like you wrote it yourself. Okay? And I'm passionate about this. That's why I may sound angry about it. I'm passionate about this topic because I've seen myself do this counting time and time again. So it's also a message to myself to, hey, wake up, dude. Hey, you watching? Okay. Come on now, right? Every time you say I'm not enough, I'm broke, I'm stuck, that's not talk, that's invocation. You're invoking those states within you. That's black magic against your own soul. That's what you're doing. And yet here you are complaining about black magic. But you're doing it to yourself. So what you declare, when you assume, what you feel, that's how your blueprint of your subconscious runs like a code. And your subconscious, it doesn't debate, right? It's not going to get into a negotiation table with you. It obeys you. It listens to you. So you have to domesticate it like a pet. This is why you can't change your life by trying to change your life. That doesn't work because you're trying to rearrange the mirror instead of fix the face that is staring into the mirror. So you don't change reality, you change the you. The reality bows accordingly, right? So you shift the self-concept. You could even shift your self-concept at 50, 60, 70, 80. Doesn't matter the age or the identity, right? Update your inner identity. It's like an iOS upgrade, but you're doing it for your identity. Be the wealth, be the health, be the love that you know yourself to be. Be the legend now, not later. Stop procrastinating on your greatness. I see a lot of you procrastinating on your greatness. Your greatness is right here. It's available to you, as within, so without. We've learned it time and time again, okay? You can spit those hermetic laws, but are you activating it through your bones? The outer world is your echo chamber, your mirror. It's your feedback loop, okay? So if you're looking in the mirror, yelling, change, 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 but your soul is still wearing the same rags of doubt and second guessing, then the mirror is just going to reflect that doubt back to you. Right? So conviction is the robe of kings and queens. Put it on. I was the victim. I lived in that script. Okay. Probably 25 years of chasing my own tail. Okay. When I finally caught the rabbit, then I'll be worthy. Guess what? I caught the damn rabbit. And the next day, another rabbit. The race never ends until you end it. Okay. So you remember, you are the one who names the world. You are the logos. You are the writer of the spell book. You are waiting for the outside to give you permission. Then you've already lost. But when you can stand like a damn wizard at the center of your being and say, this is who I am, this is who I want to claim, this is the frequency I breathe, reality has no choice but to catch up to me. Conviction is not hope, it's not trying, it's knowing. It's you are already powerful and wealthy. You are already connected to the infinite because you are the infinite wearing a face. So lay down the names they gave you, lay down the hand-me-down beliefs, lay down the shackles of I can't, maybe, not now, later, pick up the sword of I am, the sword of sovereign conviction, the Excalibur of your own self-chosen identity, okay? And walk like your ancestors are watching. Speak like your words shape worlds because they do. They actually do. So you move like the deity you are beneath the dust. I don't beg, I don't chase, I don't hope. I decide, I be, I embody. Stay dangerous, stay deliberate, stay divine. Okay? See you at the top of the pyramid, my priest and priestess beasts, upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of you. Let's win today. We got this, you got this. Every single day, we are growing, we are living. There's ups and downs to this life, you know? We have to keep moving forward. We are the upward spiral gang, 1 foot in front of the next, 1 foot in front of the next. I know that there will be a time that we defeat all evil. But until then, let's keep shining our light. Amen, hallelujah. Let's get it, upward spiral gang, okay? Let's get it. Peace out, guys. Swaha. Let's win. You already know. Yeah.